Hey bro, what's up? Hope you're chilling. So listen, I finally got some real time to dig into the latest big update for Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, the one marked as version 1.4.0, and I gotta sit here and walk you through everything because honestly, this update is packed. Like, not just one or two cute fixes, the devs actually went in and scrubbed through so many things that were bothering the community. And the funniest part? The update feels like the game is trying to fix its own reputation a little after players have been yelling at it for weeks. So let's talk about what changed, what's new, what works, what still kind of needs help, and how it all feels in actual gameplay rather than just reading it off a list. Right out the gate, the thing everyone is noticing first is the fact that Steam Remote Play Together is now officially supported. And if you're someone who wanted to play co-op or versus with a friend who lives nowhere near you, this is probably the biggest win. Like, imagine this. You boot up your game, invite your friend through the Steam overlay, and suddenly they're in the session with you, even though the game technically only supports local multiplayer. It feels a little trippy because we've all been screaming about wanting online multiplayer, and the devs basically went, well, not exactly, but here, take this workaround. And surprisingly, it works pretty solidly. Is it the same as having real online multiplayer coded natively into the game? Nah, not even close. But does it let you play co-op without sitting shoulder to shoulder on a couch? Yeah. And for a lot of players, that's good enough for now. Depending on whoever's hosting, you might run into tiny bits of delay, like sometimes your friend's inputs feel a little floaty, but that's just how remote play is, not the game itself. Then you've got accessibility improvements, and these are honestly a big deal. They added things like a high contrast mode, which helps the screen pop more for players who have trouble with low contrast visuals. It's not like the game suddenly becomes neon or anything weird, it's just easier to spot things like dropped sun, zombie types, and projectiles during chaotic moments. And they also added a slow speed option, which is one of those features that looks tiny on paper but feels massive when you actually toggle it on. Some people already play PvZ like chess, slow, strategic, methodical, and having the game pace itself down to match that vibe actually makes it more accessible for younger players, older players, or just anyone who likes taking their time. Now, if you're someone who plays with keyboard or controller, the update definitely did not forget you. They added more hotkeys on keyboard, meaning you're not stuck reaching back and forth across the number row like you're playing some fast-paced rhythm game. You can map more keys to seed packets, and it immediately feels smoother. If you're a controller player, you'll probably notice that the game actually recognizes triggers better now, like collecting sun with a trigger, instead of clicking around manually. And they added this new mechanic people have been talking about, called the sun vacuum. And bro, listen, it is low-key such a quality of life blessing. Instead of tapping or clicking every individual sun drop like you're playing whack-a-mole, the game lets you pull everything in at once. It's quick, it's satisfying, and honestly, it makes the whole early game feel less frantic. If you've ever been mid-fight, trying to plant something, and then 3 sun drops disappear because you were busy, this fixes that annoyance instantly. Now I want to talk about fix list stuff, because this patch isn't only about new features. Half of it is basically the cleaning up the mess that's been frustrating players since launch. Achievements were one of the biggest pain points. People kept saying they did certain challenges and weren't getting rewarded for them. So the devs addressed stuff like the Sol Invictus achievement, where you need to hit exactly 2,000 sun. Before the patch, people were hitting it and nothing was unlocking, which is the most demoralizing feeling when you're grinding for completion. This update finally corrects those triggers, so achievements actually pop when they're supposed to. They also cleaned up some trophy display issues for players who unlocked stuff earlier, but the UI didn't show it properly. One of the nicest subtle updates is that the almanac is now accessible from the pause menu. If you're deep into a level and suddenly want to check a plant's stats or look at a zombie's weaknesses, you don't have to back all the way out to the main menu anymore. You can just pause, open the almanac, look at whatever you need, and jump right back into your match. It feels like a change that should have been there since day one, but hey, at least it's here now. UI in general got a bunch of tiny fixes that together polish the game. For example, if you're on the reward screen after finishing a level, the main menu button now actually shows up properly, so you aren't stuck staring at the screen wondering if the game bugged out. They also tightened image resolution on certain pop-up screens, especially those that show the "you got a new plant" message.